For some reason, a lot of people like to associate entrepreneurship and e-commerce with dropping out of college and sometimes even high school. Oftentimes, you will see these influential gurus like Dan Locke, Gary Vee, Robert Kiyosaki, and many more often talk about how if you want to start a business or be an entrepreneur, you should drop out of college or not go in the first place. The e-commerce YouTube space is full of 18 to 24-year-old supposed millionaires who dropped out of college, and some of them didn't go, or sometimes they even dropped out of high school. Popular Shopify dropshipping YouTube channel and YouTuber Hayden Bowles said he dropped out of high school only 2 weeks before graduation just cuz. YouTuber Swag Academy actually full out called college a scam, just flat out scam. So if you're searching the interwebs and you're looking to learn how to invest, start a business, start a side hustle, career moves, it's not uncommon that you might come across these gurus, and it's not uncommon that you might hear them say, college is the enemy, it's a scam, you should drop out, you should invest everything you have with me and my course and these businesses, etc. Yeah, so I'm not shocked at all if you're like, well, I want to be an entrepreneur, but all these people are saying I need to drop out of college or I shouldn't go, but I want to, or I think I should, and I think it's the right move, and I don't know what to believe in. This video is for you. So hopefully by the end of today's video, you will know if you're really going to waste your time in college or not. But make me a deal. If you get any value out of today's video, hit that like and subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm really curious on what you guys have to say, because hey, I'm just a guy with a camera. Let me know down below what you think on this topic. Do you think college is a scam? Do you think it's a waste of time? Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's worth it for some people, maybe not others? Let me know down below. Before we go any further in today's video, I want to shout out today's sponsor, letsmakewifimoney.com. That's right, it's me. I have a finance website now. Links in the description if you'd like to check it out. All of the videos pretty much on the Grace and Robert show that are in depth, talking about top 5 Q4 2021 products to sell, Amazon FBA, Shopify dropshipping, whatever, for the upcoming holiday seasons. All the really in-depth analytical study kind of videos, those have been turned into blog articles. So if you don't want to hear me, you can read me. And letsmakemoneywifi.com is the new best website to learn how to increase and diversify your income online. It's not really about personal finance, it's all about making money, baby. So if you're interested in that, click it down below, check it out, and sign up for the newsletter. If you would like to receive weekly updates in your email, conveniently right there for you on how to increase and diversify your income online. I will see you there. Back to the video. Although I think that most people would agree college has a waste problem, I don't think it's a scam. Sure, I think the gen eds are a complete waste of time and money. I think that books should be included with tuition, and tuition itself is way too high. In the educational system, high school, they like to tell you you need to go to college to get a job or be successful or you'll be a loser. And all of these influencers are saying, hey, if you go to college, you'll be a loser, right? But so the educational system, like with high school and public schools, they want to push you to college. So these people who own these colleges and all these, it's a giant business at the end of the day. There's a lot of money in college. And they want to keep making money, right? So like, hey, senior students are away, whatever. And college is more about kind of continuing the formation of a good 9-to-5 employee, which is what 95% of the world is. So at the end of the day, it's not horrible. Yes, tuition is high. I think the nationwide student debt crisis is up to over $1 trillion, which is absolutely insane. Sure, there are aspects of college that are complete BS. But I have seen smart people skip college. They're equipped, they're smart, they have their wits, they have a skill ready to make money or get a job. So they skip college and they become extremely successful. I have friends who have done that multiple times over. College wasn't for them, they didn't like it, they thought it would be a waste of time for them personally, a bad investment. I also have friends who had all the motivation in the world to start a business. They skipped college, but they were not mature enough to really live on their own, be their own boss. They didn't have a monetizable skill. They thought that they would just get out and land on a multi-million-dollar Shopify drop shipping store, which most people think coming out of high school, which is, spoiler alert, I'm sorry, probably not going to happen. But I have 2 of those friends, both of them still not successful. One is a sign flipper for a fast food joint now, with peace and love you dude, but man, you maybe should have went to college. Point being completely honest with yourself and understanding and being self-aware of your readiness to operate not only in the world without further guidance, but how to rely on you and only yourself to become successful and start a business. I mean, when you're an entrepreneur, you have to wear many hats. So if you don't have a single skill to even make the money, let alone deal with accounting, deal with legal problems, social skills, marketing and networking, branding, you just have to wear many hats at first until you make enough money to where you can hire it out. So if you're not even remotely ready for that, then maybe it's not the best option for you. But here's the thing. A lot of people come out of high school pretty immature and not ready and not well equipped with a highly monetizable skill. And that's not uncommon. Because why would you? You'd have to be a little bit of a weirdo to be obsessed with making money so much that you have a highly monetizable skill coming out of high school. That's how I was. That's all I focused on was monetizable skills, aka video editing, marketing, creating YouTube channels, etc. They might have all the confidence in the world when they come out of high school, but they really have a limited understanding of the legitimate functionalities of a business. There's absolutely nothing wrong with going to college for the right price. To further your knowledge on the world, to continue learning about yourself. Maybe you haven't discovered who you are, you're not comfortable, you don't feel ready. That's not a horrible thing to go to college and continue getting an education of the world and continuing to mature and grow instead of being immature, starting a business, getting a loan for a business, and losing all your money. You want to be prepared. But, if you have to go to college for $50,000 for 4 years just to kind of figure yourself out, I don't recommend that. The only way I recommend you go to college to continue to grow as a person and mature is if you have scholarships or you go to a community college, and if it's really, really cheap, ideally free, because other than that, learning about yourself, getting a job in the real world, and acting as a real human being and functioning, paying taxes and doing all this stuff, that's going to teach you more than college ever will. But college is a good safety net for you to kind of prolong the real life of life if you can do it for ideally free. The only other exception to, I think, going to college is not everybody's ready to jump out in the real world, but sometimes you want a job that requires a degree. There's nothing wrong with that, A lot of people say, hey, if you want to be an entrepreneur, don't go to real estate school, avoid all that, and just go out into the field. Well, some people might not know where to start. Some people might not have the wits to know, okay, this is the book I need to read. This is the course I need to take. These are the people I need to network with. I always say business school is probably a waste of time and money because I have friends in business school, multiple friends, who pitch me ideas and marketing strategies that don't work. I've already tried or are 10 years outdated. So the things they're learning business moves so fast. E-commerce is moving quickly every single day, and those programs, they're just not really that worth it. But if you have zero understanding of real estate, business, finance, taking, if you can get it for a great price or hopefully free, going to college or community college is not that bad of an idea. But keyword, good price. If you're paying $20,000 to learn what you can learn in a book, it's just the whole point of this video is you got to understand who you are and how ready you are to take on the world. And here's my opinion. If you have to pay, let's say even $10,000 for 2 semesters of business school, let's say you want to learn how to be a real estate agent. If you read 2 books a month over that course of 2 years, you network with real estate agents, take courses, watch videos, and do your own research, you are going to be way, way better off for probably a much, much, much cheaper price than spending those 2 years in school doing it. Consistently reading good books, networking, and doing your own research that's all you really need, as long as your career doesn't require a degree. So you pretty much have 2 options. Option number 1, you're not quite ready for the world yet, and you don't exactly know what you're doing. You know that whatever it is going to be entrepreneurship related and doesn't need a degree. But you just don't feel prepared yet. You don't feel comfortable being the captain of your own ship. So maybe you go to college because you can go to a free community college, you've got scholarships, you can do it for a great, great, great price, next to nothing, and it just gives you a chance to kind of, okay, now I'm really going to take life seriously. I goofed off in high school, whatever it might be, I'm really going to take it seriously, so that way when I do hit the real world, I'm going to hit the ground running. That's your first option. Go to college for a great price. Unless you need a degree, it's got to be free. I'm telling you, it's just books and courses are way cheaper than college tuition, and I promise that. And nothing like real life experience. But option number 2, maybe you're strong, you're independent, you do have a highly monetizable skill. You have been reading books, you have been taking courses, you have been doing research. You think you have a really good understanding of how it might work. You realize that, hey, you don't understand everything yet, and nothing is going to be like experience, but maybe you already have a little bit of experience. Maybe you've been running a store online, or maybe you've been doing a YouTube channel and trying to build some sort of monetizable skill over the course of you being in high school, then maybe college really isn't for you, you know? I would say for more people than not in the entrepreneurship space, college is probably not the best option. But if you really think you gotta sit back and be like, all right, I'm gonna be honest with myself. Self-awareness is really important here. That's the key. And you're like, you know what? I know I'm not that mature. I don't think I can handle being my own boss, let alone a boss to other people. I can get into college for free. I'm going to do that and continue my self-development. That's the only narrow exception I would personally take to being in college. But listen, if you want to get a job that requires a degree, or maybe you want to get into real estate, but you want to simply be a real estate agent, you want to be an interior designer, but you don't want to bother owning your own business, you want to get a job, then maybe going to college for the right price makes more sense. It's all about investment. You got to think about money and time. Let's say going to college for 4 years for, let's say, $20,000 for, let's say, being a real estate agent. Let's say that. So you've got 4 years and let's say $20,000. I don't really know how much tuition costs. I've heard it's way more than that. My dad came out of school with $250,000 in student debt. My mom came out with $100,000 in student debt. So I know it goes way higher, but let's just say this. 4 years going to college for being a real estate agent. Let's say you already are reading books, right? You've read 4 books on being a real estate agent. You've met a real estate agent and you network and they're your mentor. Well, you're gonna learn more in that first probably 6 months of being in the field, talking to them, reading these books, doing research, than you will wasting 2 years on gen eds and going all through 4 years. And I guarantee those 4 books are gonna cost you maybe $50 instead of 20 grand. Now I know that there is no straight answer in this video, but I really want a lot of you to understand that there are situations where college does make sense for certain individuals, and there's a lot of situations that it doesn't make sense. I'm not going to give you a clear-cut answer because it's not. Every single person on this planet is completely different, has a different level of readiness, mindset, and everybody is in their unique situation. So my goal for today's video was to just kind of spit out my opinion, and hopefully you guys can take in parts and chunks and come up with a plan for yourself. I'm not going to tell you what to do. A lot of these gurus are going to say, hey, college is a waste of time. Screw that. Do this. I'm not. I'm giving you all of the information so you can kind of put it together for your own self and your own life and make an educated decision on what's best for you. And personally, if you're wanting to be a YouTuber or start a YouTube channel, I don't really think that college is worth it. I mean, you can literally just take my YouTube course and it takes 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's $97 and that's going to teach you more than 4 years of film school. I promise that. It just comes down to what you want to do. And maybe you're not the type of person that's sink or swim, right? Maybe you're like, I need a backup plan. There you go. Go to college for the right price. Moral of the story is be brutally honest with yourself and take notes of your tendencies. When you're an entrepreneur, you're the boss. You have no one to ask. You have no one to turn to. You have no one to put the blame on. You are the captain of your own ship. So if you start losing track of what's going on, there's no one going to be there to steer for you. When you want to get into entrepreneurship and starting a business coming out of high school, especially around the age of like 18 to 24, out of high school, coming out of college, it's really a sink or swim situation, but you better have already started to build your boat. I will leave you guys with that. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. If you got any value or information out of today's video, hit that like and subscribe button. Check out my FastPass YouTube class if you'd like to learn how to make money passively on a high CPM cash cow YouTube channel. Other than that, we've got Wi-Fi money merch. I'm not wearing it right now because it's mostly hoodies and I'm sweating in here. I will see you guys in the next video.